there's incredible satisfaction in keeping things simple. It's slowing down and letting the noise fall away. And I found that there's no better place to do so than at a small cabin in the North Woods of Minnesota. So come along as we explore this incredible wilderness and soak in the freedom of simple living. This is Tiny Cabin Life. We're in northern Minnesota in the North Shore region, making our way towards a pretty cool little cabin. It's completely off-grid and at this moment buried under tons of snow, which is why we're having to use the snowmobile to get in here. First thing I want to do here is get a fire going in the stove so that we can start heating up the cabin. As I mentioned before, this cabin is fully off-grid, meaning it doesn't have any electricity or running water. It belongs to some friends of the channel who invited us to come up and stay, and I gotta say, I'm so grateful. This place seems awesome. The cabin sits within a vast pine forest here and next to a fairly large lake, which I would not mind exploring a little bit later in this trip. But for now, it's time I get our gear inside and unloaded while the cabin starts to heat up. Well, we are all set up here, and I gotta say, I just love this cabin. It's so simple, but at the same time, it's got everything that you need. Of course, you've got the wood stove to keep you warm, a space to eat, prepare food, a nice little living room down here, and then you've got the sleeping quarters up in the loft, which I'm really looking forward to sleeping in tonight. You guys know that I'm used to pretty rustic accommodations, and so being able to sleep up there is going to be a nice little taste of luxury, that's for sure. The plan for this trip is not very ambitious. We're just going to cozy up here inside the cabin. We're going to enjoy the surrounding forest and maybe get out on a nearby lake here with the snowmobile tomorrow. While some areas of the country aren't receiving much snowfall this year, the upper Midwest seems to be back on track after 2 years of very little snow. Not only is it beautiful to look at, but it's good for the ecosystem here as well. The last time I tried to make soup on this backpacking stove, I spilled it everywhere, so I gotta be really careful here. Dear Lord, thank you for getting us here safely, for us having a warm cabin tonight to sleep in. Help us to have a good time and be safe. Amen. Well, I've got some Santa Fe style chicken soup here. It looks really good, but I am gonna add a little bit of hot sauce. And yes, this is the kind from Taco Bell. That is really good. I can see we've got some beans, some rice, looks like there's some corn, and maybe a little tomato in there as well. Definitely delicious, and that hot sauce, it just adds the perfect touch. A dense fog has been hovering above us all day, and it seems to be getting a little bit thicker. Down at forest level, everything is crystal clear. But up towards the peaks, things start to get a little hazy. But thankfully for us here at the cabin, it's out of sight and out of mind. Man, is there a lot of snow up here. It's absolutely weighing down all the limbs of the trees, and as you can see, it's basically up to my knee. Man, look at this one. That is so much snow. Whoa! Oh, well, I guess I didn't really think that through. Got Ellie pretty good as well. Oh, well, here's the outhouse. That's good to know. Nice, simple little outhouse. Open air, which is great for many reasons. I can also appreciate the fact that you get to just sit and take in the view. That's pretty nice. Man, what a cool little property here. I love the cabin. The woods are just gorgeous. It's kind of a little slice of paradise.
So this right here, to me, is one of the issues with this type of wood stove. If you look down here, what it does is it will actually collect the ashes for you. But what it's doing here is it's not just taking down the ash, it's taking down the hot coals. And so as you'll see, we have this piece of wood here that just went out because it didn't have any hot coals to keep it going. Now I might be missing something here, and if I am, let me know in the comments below. But if it were up to me, I would put a little piece of metal on the bottom here to keep those hot coals going. Then you can remove the ash, you know, manually or whatever.
After a little nap inside the cabin, I decided to head outside and try to start a campfire.
Now I'm pretty sure the fire ring is somewhere right in here. Now we do have a little problem here with these branches down. We're gonna have to shake some of the snow off so that we can get a little separation there. I love these winter campfires because they just really, to me, paint a picture of times past where people would do this because they had to, you know, they had to stay warm, and also it was like a little bit of company, you know. You know, I seek out solitude like this because I love it. It really feeds my soul, but I can't help but think of the many people in the world who feel alone, you know, who aren't seeking it out per se, but just find themselves in a place where they feel stuck. And so when I'm out here by myself in the middle of the woods like this, I really try to remember that and find gratitude for the fact that I'm choosing to be here, you know. Definitely feel for people who don't choose to be alone and find themselves in that place. I'm really having a hard time keeping this fire going. The wood I picked up is definitely wet still, which is such a bummer, you know. Let's see if I can revive it one more time.
we're gonna take a quick pause in the adventure here so I can tell you about this week's video sponsor, Upside. It's the new year now and financial resolutions are great, but the problem is that our budgets don't reset on January 1st. Whether you're catching up from bills over the holidays or just trying to get back on a normal routine, cash can definitely be tight, and that's where Upside comes in. Upside is the free app that helps you get cash back on groceries, gas, and dining, the three things that always seem to be draining your wallet. With over 100,000 locations participating, it seems like there are cashback opportunities everywhere. And it is cash. We're not talking points or credit, anything like that. It is money that you will then be able to transfer into your bank account. So here's how it works. You open the app, you claim an offer, and then you pay with your card like normal. And then after that, you get paid. It's as simple as that. You guys know how often I travel, and it's been kind of fun to see where I can find cashback opportunities when I'm on the road. So if I need some gas, I look for an offer, or certainly when I'm trying to get groceries or a quick meal on the road. It's a pretty cool way to put a little extra cash in your pocket, so I definitely think it's worth checking out. Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. To find out how much you could earn, download the free Upside app and use promo code TCL to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code TCL. And so with that, let's get back to the adventure. Dear God, thank you for an awesome day here. Bless this food and keep us safe tonight. It's in your name I pray. Amen. So tonight I have some fried rice with sesame orange chicken. This is a reheat, so I know it's really, really good, and I can't wait to dive in. That is really, really good. I love fried rice and chicken, and it's kind of becoming a new go-to of mine when I go on these trips where I'm limited with the amount of gear I can bring in. It's super easy to reheat, and it always hits the spot at the end of the day. Well, it's been as good of a day as one could ever hope for. Oh, it just feels good to have a nice warm fire, a warm cabin, and get to just sit back and appreciate it. It was really refreshing to just stay put for once, too. Enjoy the cabin, enjoy the camp, and just take things slow. Alright guys, it is time for me to hit the hay. I've got the wood stove burning right now, but I have a feeling it's gonna go out pretty soon here. I did prepare some kindling and other firewood, so if I feel like starting it up in the middle of the night I will, but otherwise we may just have to warm the place up when we wake up. Ellie's in a sleeping bag, so she should be good. And I've got plenty of comforters and blankets up here, so we'll be good, but we'll see how things go. We'll see you first thing in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Did you sleep well? Well, good morning, everybody. I slept really well. The loft up there is incredibly comfortable, and the insulation in this cabin must be really good because I didn't stoke the fire once overnight, and it stayed warm enough to be, comfortable. It definitely was cold when I woke up, but not like frozen over, It was just very, very chilly. So that was really good. The plan for the morning here is going to be to just enjoy some coffee, then we'll do a little breakfast, and eventually make our way over to the lake and see if we can't get out to that big island and see what's over there. I think that'd be pretty cool. Dear God, thank you for another awesome day to be in your creation. Bless this food and help us to be safe for the rest of this trip. Amen. Well, I got a nice little breakfast scramble here with sausage, hash browns, egg, cheese, and some hot sauce. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Oh yeah, that is delicious. Love me some potatoes mixed in there. It's always such a wonderful addition. Now with breakfast out of the way, it's time to head outside and hop on the sled so we can go explore this lake. All right, so gonna head down to the lake and see if we can cruise out to the island there. I don't know, maybe there's a campsite or something. We'll check it out for a little bit before we come back here and pack out. So this right here is a tiny, tiny little island. That is unbelievable. You see these types of islands a lot on the lakes up here in the North Shore, Sawtooth Mountains region, and I just think they're so cool and obviously incredibly beautiful. So it is literally just a thin little strip of rock and soil, which has somehow allowed these trees to grow. And then this right here is the larger island. We can just barely see the outline of it from here. It stretches from there over to there, but it's very, very thick in the middle. There's actually a decent amount of land there. I think what I want to do is cruise around the border of it, see if there's a formal landing of any kind, and if there is, we'll get out and explore a bit, and if not, I don't know. We'll see. I can tell there is no, development of any kind on it. Seems pretty wild. I think we might as well get off and see if we can walk on it at all. It does seem pretty thick, but let's give it a shot. Got a little animal trail here. Not sure what this is. Actually, it's probably a deer. That looks like a deer track. That one does too. So it looks like he made his way through here. Yeah, it is thick in here. Wow. Well, this was a pretty solid trip. I'm so grateful to my new friends for opening up their little slice of paradise to Ellie and me. It felt great to be back in the Superior National Forest and at such a cool little off-grid cabin on top of it all. I want to give a special shout out to our patrons who generously donate to this channel. Thank you all so much. But again, to all of you who watch these videos, comment, subscribe, you're all the reason that we get to do this on a weekly basis, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. Now, I am on a mad dash to film as many videos as I can before our baby girl arrives. I'm trying to get about a month ahead so that I can take a month off from filming and really just be home with all of the girls. So I'm going to take you guys along with me, and I've got some pretty fun plans. So we're going to just move right along to the next one. And so with that said, I'll see you guys next week. God bless.